Hey you, what up? Maryam here. Today we are testing new makeup for the channel. I am excited. It's been a while since I've sat in this chair and actually got to play around with makeup the way that I like to do it, the way that I like to scrutinize the products, see what pairs well with what and what doesn't. So in this video, I'm gonna be doing exactly that. We have a lot of new brands featured in this video. We got some new products from Lisa Eldridge, from MAC, from STILA, from Hard Candy. We got Keys SOULCARE. We got NYX, Mario, Tower 28, just to name a few. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're just gonna be playing around, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. So be sure to watch this video in its entirety. This is the look. A little festive Thanksgiving vibes is what I'm going for today. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you as always for tuning in, for subscribing, for giving me those likes and thumbs up. I love you guys. Let's get into it. Testing new makeup. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Here we come. So the first thing I'm going to do today is start with my brows because there is nothing in them at the moment, and I just got a refill of one of my favorite brow gels. It is the Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Brow Gel. This one right here. I really like it. It's a flexible formula, something in between a brow gel and like a oil type of consistency, so it's unique. And I've tried this one before, so it's not a new product, but the reason why I haven't used it in a while is because if you have bushy brows like I do, this will go pretty quickly. So what I like to do is brush them back to make sure that I coat each individual strand and then place them exactly where I want them. As I always say, if you have fine brows, if your brow hairs are on the finer side, this will be very easy for you. But because mine are coarse and thick, this takes a little bit of finagling for me. So I'm just gonna skip through to my done brow. And boom, we're done. So I'm gonna leave my brows alone for the time being. I'm gonna skip on to the skin, and I have a new primer to test out. I've been excited about this one from NYX. It is called the Face Glue, based on their NYX Brow Glue that I'm also a fan of. But recently I've actually been loving the Ardell Brow Glue a little bit more. But anyway, this video is not about that. It is about the Face Glue. My skin is now clean. There's nothing on it. I'm gonna take a tiny little amount like this. I'm not sure if there's a particular way that you have to apply it. Oh shoot, just realized I have a zit sticker on my chin. Totally forgot about that. I'm just gonna smooth that over my porous zones. This does have a little bit of a tacky feel to it, so I imagine this is supposed to grip. All right, there we go. I'm not really noticing any like skin perfecting, texture perfecting elements in this primer, other than the fact that it has like that slight tacky consistency. I'm not seeing any perfecting just yet. There's also, by the way, the Face Glue setting spray, which I also have, and I'm setting it aside. I'm not sure if I want to use it. I'm not a huge fan of setting sprays. I don't really find them to actually do what they're supposed to. A little bit of a gimmicky product if you ask me, but maybe I'll try it. Let's see. All right, so for my foundation, I have just a couple of options. I have the CoverGirl Clean Invisible foundation. This shade here is shade 123. Not sure if it's my shade. I have a bunch of other shades here, but these all look very, very off, like very cool and not really skin-like. But anyway, 123 seems to have like a yellowy undertone. I think it might be the one for me. Okay. So basically, this is not the reformulated, but just a repackaged version of the original Clean Invisible foundation, which came in the bottle. But this one is a squeezy tube, so it's a little bit easier to use. I think this warm nude might be a good shade for me. I'm gonna squeeze out just the tiniest amount. My skin right now is okay. It's on the good side. I just came back from traveling. I was in Dubai, which by the way had a slightly different climate that I imagined. I thought it would be more of a deserty type of climate, but in fact, the nights were extremely humid. The days were, for some odd reason, a lot more tolerable, although hot and sunny, but comfortable. The nights, however, humidity really skyrocketed. And because we spent so much time exploring the nightlife of Dubai, I spent a lot of time in that nighttime humidity. So I have like a couple of breakouts, but not too bad, not too bad. Okay, this foundation is very sheer. I did apply a very tiny amount. The shade seems to be a match, so I'm gonna apply a little bit more. Oh, it's a lot more. But the match is pretty good, probably because it's so sheer. I am not mad at it. I like the way that this foundation applies on top of the NYX Face Glue Primer. So far so good, very natural looking, sheer and easy, kind of slightly buildable coverage, but not really like buildable. This is still very much on the natural buildable sheer side. But I like it, although I'm seeing that there's a slight shift now in makeup tendencies with foundation leaning more full coverage, as we've seen with the One Size Full Beat Foundation, the Tear Cushion, and just a few others. I've noticed that there's a little bit of a shift in makeup trends. Kind of appreciate it because I loved my 2016, 2017 makeup days. The only thing I didn't love is how mask-like it felt. So I guess what you can expect in 2025 is more full coverage foundations that actually feel like your skin. Comfortable, like you're wearing just skincare. Okay, I think this is about as good as it's gonna get, and I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I have a cool new product from SOULCARE that I want to test out. Hi, Alicia. And it is the Let Me Glow Illuminating Serum. I have it in 3 shades: the Golden Aura, the Moonstone Aura, and the Bronze Aura. I'm gonna go for the Golden, clearly. And let's see if there's any particular way that you need to apply this. This is infused with niacinamide. It's supposed to illuminate, plump, and revitalize. Rose water, antioxidants, cruelty-free, vegan, clean formula. Okay, doesn't say anything about how to apply it. I should have probably applied this before my primer. Oh yeah, okay. This is definitely very serum-like. Let's see if I can test that on my neck. Oh, it smells amazing, like roses. So good. Maybe add right here. All right. I'm seeing a little bit of that glow peeking through. Very natural. I like it. I'm gonna try it again without anything, but for now, this is the vibe. Kind of clean girl, kind of natural. All right, let's move on to concealer. You guys remember the RIMMEL concealer that I've been loving? I got a restock. The shade that I wear is shade Ivory, but it definitely doesn't correspond to what we typically think of an ivory shade. This is very much a medium, and it has a nice yellowy undertone, so it's perfect for me. Also gonna cover up some of my spots. This is one of my favorite drugstore concealers. It is very reminiscent of Tarte Shape Tape, except it's a little bit thinner. So the formula is very full coverage, but the liquid itself, the product, is very, very thin. I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty concealer brush for the larger areas, such as my chin, around the nose, in between the brows, and also the under eye. This concealer sets pretty quickly, so you have to move quickly to blend it. But I have to say, the finish is very beautiful, and it's reliable. It has a self-setting quality to it, which is why you have to move so quickly. But it works for both the under eye and for your spots. And suddenly, with this concealer, the face is a little bit more put together. Like there's more coverage, for sure. We love that. All right, I'm gonna move on to cream blush. I actually have a whole list of the products that I wanna test out today in the order in which I wanna test them, because I always mess up the order. I always forget that I wanna test out a cream blush before putting on my powder, you know? Anyway, for my cream blush today, I have a new palette from Makeup Forever. It is a holiday palette of both blushes that are matte and blushes / highlighters that are luminous. This is gorgeous. The formula of all of these palettes, or rather the formulas of the pans, is outstanding. It's fantastic, very, very flexible, easy to use. I'm a fan. You can apply it with your fingers or with a brush, whatever. I'm gonna dip into this corally blush. It's almost like a coral orange. In my monitor, it looks totally orange, but here with the naked eye, this is an orange, this is a coral. This is a SOULCARE blush brush, and it's a dual fiber brush that diffuses cream blushes rather perfectly, which is why I'm using it. Pretty. Definitely looks more orange, even in real life, than I anticipated, but that's okay. Today I kind of want to go for a holiday, or like a fall holiday Thanksgiving type of makeup. Pretty. And then I'm going to take one of these luminous blushes, perhaps this one, the one that's right above it, and also work that in there. I don't know if you could see that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Everything so far is working very well together. Nothing is disrupting anything else. So to continue on that trend, I'm gonna use my LYS bronzer stick that I love. Shade Harmony is the one that I use. This is the blinged out one for the holidays. I'm not sure if they sell it this way though, honestly. I'm just gonna use it to add a pinch of definition and then blend that out into the hairline. Oh, I forgot to blend out this concealer dot right here. Gonna blend out the nose and now the back of the cheekbone. All right, so Dubai was so much fun, by the way. It was such a great trip, mostly because of the company that I was with. And I think it's one of those places where the company that you're with really, really matters. Mainly because the main culture in Dubai is the tourist culture. So that was one of the things I knew going into the trip, and I knew that I wasn't gonna like that because immediately that to me screams Vegas, that to me screams inauthentic. But despite all that, I did have a fabulous trip. Even though everything in Dubai is man-made, there's a beauty in that. There's a beauty in the fact that man-made, all the buildings, all the cool restaurants, which are super, super great quality, by the way. Everything is imported, all the ingredients that they use for all the dishes. And so it's very much not like Vegas in that sense, because Vegas to me is like a cheap facade. And please don't get offended if you love Vegas and if this comment doesn't resonate with you. This is just my opinion and we're all allowed to have them. But I actually never had good food in Vegas, and I've been to Vegas way too many times. But back to Dubai. Dubai in that sense is very, very different. Food was excellent, hospitality was excellent, all the hotels, all the clubs, all the beach lounges that we went to were top tier, just like super, super high level, very luxurious, and I enjoyed that part of it. However, like I said, there is something about the infrastructure of Dubai that just wasn't very well thought out. Like they keep on building on top and on top and on top, and all the buildings are really high, but they didn't think about the highways, they didn't think about the roads, so the traffic was atrocious. It was almost worse than in New York and in LA. And again, like I said, if the Emirati culture made itself a little bit more accessible, if the Emirati people made it so that their culture could be felt more than the tourist culture, that would make it so much more interesting and amazing for me personally. But that's because I'm a person who really loves culture. So for example, when I went to Uzbekistan, a place that is overflowing with culture, that is more my style. Oh, I think I can move on to powder. I am excited. I have two powders to test out today. One is a pressed powder from Tower 28, and it is called the Balboa Banana. That's the shade of the name. That's the name shade. I have never ever tried Tower 28 powders. Whoa, this looks so crazy. It's got this sandy type of texture on top. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there or not, but anyway, we'll give it a try. I'm also gonna finally test out the not so new Makeup by Mario setting powders. I have them here. I have a neutral peach, neutral light, neutral pink. I'm gonna go for the neutral light, although peach might serve me well in the under eye. And we also have a brush. All right, you know what? I'm gonna start with the neutral peach. This is shade 3. I'm gonna use the smaller side of the Mario brush, dual-ended brush. I'm gonna set my under eye. Okay, I'm noticing there's some light reflecting properties in this powder. So some of us will like that, some of us won't. What I also noticed is the immediate blurring. Cute. All right, so now I'm gonna try with this giant puff. And I'm gonna go for the neutral light. This is shade 2. I'm gonna see what happens if I pick up a little bit more product and if I concentrate it. Oh no. I am not sure that was a good idea. I should have probably not done that. I do not like using powder puffs on products that I am unfamiliar with. I think with puffs, you almost have to get to know the product first. You have to get to know the consistency, how much to pick up, how much to press, you know? And in this case, I just pressed way too much. And so now it's giving cakey. I was not going for cakey today. No, I was going for natural. But good thing is that this brush is just so fluffy, it's almost able to buff it off. So it's not too bad. The problem with luminous powders is that when you press them, you see the sparkles a little bit too much, a little too heavy, and that's not always flattering, not on every single skin type. So that's kind of what happened to me here. All right, I'm gonna leave this side of the face alone. I'm gonna use the other side of the brush to try the Tower 28 powder. I'm gonna start with my forehead. It seems like that's a safe place to start, since my forehead is like baby smooth for some reason. Thank you, skin gods. I mean, if you're gonna have a 5 head, it better be smooth, right? Okay, I see that this is doing something. The powder is very light, invisible, which I like. The shade is a little bit too light for my liking, but it's good to lock in and sort of diffuse this blush, because this blush was on the heavy side, and now it's looking a little bit more natural. I'm not sure if I'm sold on either of these powders. The Makeup by Mario is just a little bit too luminous for my liking, and the Tower 28 is a little bit too sheer. Like, sheer is good, but this is too sheer. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna test out some blushes from NARS. Got a couple new shades here. This one called Behave, Orgasm Edge. This is pretty. Ooh! And this one called Dominant. Dominant is not gonna go with my orangey vibe here, but Orgasm Edge just might. I'm gonna use this giant Mario brush to bring back the blush and also set some of that luminosity with a more matte blush. This is finally giving what I needed to give. Now this is giving matte skin with the luminous glaze on top, which is nice. But before, it was giving dewy, set with matte, with sparkles seeping through. Not good, not good. But I think we finally fixed it somewhat. Yeah, this I can live with. You know, the complexion is not like ideal for my liking. It looks decent on the monitor because my skin currently is decent, but I feel like considering how decent my skin is right now, it could have been perfect. And right now it's not perfect. It's just getting by. All right, I'm gonna move on to brows, or back to brows, I guess. I'm gonna use my NYX brow pen just to fill in some of these sparse brow areas, like this hair here seemed to have unpeeled. So I'm gonna have to create these little hair strokes to fill in the spot where it was supposed to be glued to. There we go. Same thing on the tail end of this brow. All right, brows are at a point where I can live with them. I'm gonna move on to the eyes. For the eyes, I have a couple of things I wanna show you guys. I got this holiday package from MAC, and it is called the Gift of Gold. Basically, it is their holiday collection, or some parts of their holiday collection. There's a bunch of Chromacrayon eyeshadow sticks that I want to test out. There's some frosty lipsticks, some blushes, a jelly slime highlighter, and some lip gloss. The lip gloss and all that stuff I will save for later. For now, I'm interested in these chroma sticks, and I have them here in 3 shades: a green, a taupe, and a bronze. I'm gonna use the taupe first. This is called High Taupes. I'm gonna run this across my lid. This is very pretty and very subtle. It has really fine sparkles and a nice shimmery taupey base. The shimmers are silver, so it creates a beautiful dynamic of cool and frosty. I like this one. This one is called Bubble Glam, and this one I believe is the bronzy one, or like a more copper, like a pinky copper. I'm not sure what exactly makes these chromatic. Perhaps it is the chromatic sparkle, but I gotta say, I like it. I like the formula. Glide is very, very easy, and I like the fact that it is sparkly rather than shimmery. I'm gonna take a brush, like a stiff one like this, and diffuse the edge. All right, these are nice. They give you some playing time. Blend them out. They're not crinkling. This is very pretty and very easy. If you don't love doing eye makeup, but you want a cute holiday look, these are great. I can tell immediately that these would be a hit for us lazy gals. And that includes me, because sometimes I don't feel like blending eyeshadow for a million years. But speaking of eyeshadow, I have a beautiful eyeshadow palette from Miss Lisa Eldridge, and it is just the most gorgeous compact, just the most elegant design. Look at these beautiful shades, the mirror, and a couple of these eyeshadows, specifically this one, feels kind of chromatic to me, so I think I'm gonna utilize that. I'm gonna take the same brush. This shade here, shade Debutante, love the name, is a satin duo, so definitely shifts from gold to pink. Oh my god. And it matches perfectly with that chromatic eye crayon. That is stunning. Just the layering of those shades and sparkles looks very expensive. It looks very thoughtful and very deliberate, even though it wasn't. All right, I'm gonna grab another shade. This one called Supernaturally, and it is a seamless matte formula. I'm gonna use that to lift my outer corner, just create more dimension on my eye. This is like a gorgeous, gorgeous palette for Thanksgiving, if that is what you celebrate, or for the holidays, if you just prefer a wearable, sparkly vibe. Oh my gosh, so, so pretty. And I think the effect would be similar if I didn't have the Chromacrayon underneath, but just not as intense. Like right now, this is pretty intense. There's also a beautiful sparkle shade in here. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of that too. This one's called White Tie. I'm gonna add that to the inner corner, just for that wet sparkle, also right here. And then I'm gonna show you a close-up. Look how stunning. Look at that. Kind of obsessed. I think I'm gonna leave the eyeshadow as is. I'm gonna grab a couple of these new and reformulated STILA waterproof liners. I think I have every single shade here, and these are fantastic. You can smudge them, or you could apply them very precisely, and they will set and they will stay waterproof and perfect until you remove them. There's a couple of really, really cool shades, but I think I want to go for a bronze for the waterline. This is one of my favorite shades, Lionfish Bronze. I'm gonna go directly in my waterline to the inner corner like that. What I also like to do with these is apply them directly to that border where the lashes grow out. So not just the waterline, but also that edge. And this just makes the lash line look thicker and just more smoldering, more sexy. Also gonna tight line the outer half. Whew, And now I'm gonna move on to lashes. I have a new mascara to test out and a lash primer, both from Hard Candy. It is called the Get a Grip Lash Primer and the Make It Double Mascara. Not really like a huge fan of lash primers, but this one is blue, so let's see if it does anything. By the way, you guys, I did try the viral Dubai chocolate while in Dubai. One of our friends had like a concierge service deliver it, and absolutely it was worth the hype, but that's because I am a chocolate fiend and I also love pistachio, so that original flavor was game over good. So then I tried my luck at ordering it myself through their delivery service, and I had no idea how difficult it is to actually get your hands on this damn chocolate. I tried ordering it several times. Each time it sold out in seconds and I was too late. So what I ended up doing is I ended up buying the no brand version at the airport. And when I tell you it was just as good, if not better, I should have gotten more. Ooh, this brush is so cool. It has this really thick, almost like a brow brush type of brush. Definitely picks up a little bit more product, but it paints the lashes a little bit differently. I think I like that. I'm not sure if the primer is doing anything at all. If anything, I think it made my lashes kind of stiff. So maybe that's a good thing. So I'm not sure if it is the primer or the mascara, but it definitely made my lashes look very upright. And I for certain did not curl them. Okay, I am impressed, Hard Candy. That is quite nice. I'm gonna take a little bit of mascara to my lower lashes, just to add like a hint of lashes to the bottom. Oh, I love that. Very dressy. All right, now for the lips. I have this super cute little package of nude lip liners from ColourPop. It's called Slaying Nudes. There's 3 shades in here: BFF, BFF2, and Chain Reaction. I already have a little bit of lip liner on from earlier in the day, but it's a pinky one that kind of matches my lips, so I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna try BFF first. This is like your pretty standard nude. Not too cool, not too warm. Very pigmented, very opaque, very easy glide. I'm gonna go for BFF2 just to like round out the lips. This is more of a medium nude. Honestly, you could use these as lipsticks because they are so easy to use and they offer such effortless glide. Cute. All right, just for funsies, I'm gonna try the darkest color. This is Chain Reaction. Oh, okay, so this is just a brown, like a chocolatey type of brown. Not too red, not too cool. Kind of like Dubai chocolate, actually. I'm gonna do a little bit of lip contouring like that. These are nice. And then I have something very exciting for my lip color today. I've got the new Lisa Eldridge Refillable Lipstick. It is so gorgeous. And I have a refill, which is equally as gorgeous and totally super easy to travel with. Like, I wouldn't even want to refill this one because it's just so cute on its own. But anyway, the shade that I have here in the compact is shade Simone 182 and shade Romy 184 in the refill. Both of these are like medium shades of nude, but Romy is a little bit cooler, a little bit more mauve, whereas Simone is like the perfect color that I'm going for right now. Like that nice neutral medium type of nude. All right, let's go. Oh my God, that glide is incomparable. It feels like butter on the lips, but it almost has this mousse-like velvety finish. So good. This is like my perfect nude shade if I'm going for that medium to tan nude. That doesn't match my skin tone, but that's like a pinch darker that pops off. Ooh, I love. Okay, I love. One more thing I want to do, and this just may be extra. I want to reach for this MAC Jelly Slime 24K Copper is the name. And this actually looks like one of those old school jelly finish highlighters from ColourPop. I'm gonna pick up a little bit. I'm gonna add that to my lids with that little bit of gloss. I'm also gonna add some to my temples. You gotta be sparing with this product because it is a sticky, oily type of consistency, but the sparkles is what really makes it. All right, one more close up of the eyes. Look at that. How festive are we? Now here's the final look. Imagine the bangs are like a little bit more together. I have to work on them. Overall, I would say my only criticism, or like the only thing that doesn't really go well together, were those powders and those blushes. Like something about those luminous and sheer powders made the blushes underneath look a little locked in, like they were trapped under this dry film, you know? Something about it isn't really working, but I think I was able to fix it with the matte blush on top, or fix it-ish is what I would say. So the rest of my face looks fine, just like the blush area is a little bit makeup-y, I guess, because some of the products aren't too compatible. I wasn't crazy about either one of the powders that I tried today, not the Tower 28 nor the Mario. Outside of that, I would say everything else has been to my liking. I really, really, really like the Lisa Eldridge lipstick, the ColourPop lip liners. I am loving this mascara and primer combo from Heart Candy. The Rare Beauty brows, always been a fan. The matte chromatic crayons, plus the Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette. This is in the shade Fawn, by the way. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but this is just so gorgeous. This would make for a great gift for your mom or for someone who prefers the luxurious side of makeup. This is just, it feels really special. It almost feels antique. I really, really like it. The STILA crayons have always been good. The new and reformulated version is just as good. I don't really see too much of a difference, but overall, I will say this experience today has been better than I had been anticipating, given the fact that I hadn't tested new makeup for a while. I had been traveling pretty consistently over the last couple of months since the beginning of September, so unfortunately I haven't had a chance to really sit down in this room and go through all of the makeup individually and try to pair it together for a look like this. So I'm so glad that I finally got a chance to get to do this today. I missed doing this and I am excited to be here and to be back. With that said, sorry, products are like all over the place. With that said, I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. For now, enjoy this look. Check out more of my videos over here. Peace out, and I'm out. Deuces.